Good day, ma'am. My topic today is monopoly. So, from the word monopoly, a monopoly is an enterprise that is the only seller of the good of service. So, what is monopoly? A monopoly is a term used to refer to a market structure when one entity, like a company, dominates the market with its product or service. Monopoly comes into existence when there is extreme free market capitalism. In a free market capitalism, there are usually to no restrictions. A single company can enlarge, hence dominating the entire market with a given product or service. So generally, the motive of monopolies is to maintain high profits competition. This becomes a rare case. In the case of abnormal profits in such a market, many new firms will find their entry into market. So hence bringing stiff competition. Once the competition is in the market, it's get rid of the abnormal profits the monopolies have been enjoying. So the next is how monopolies arise. In a monopoly market, competition does not exist as one seller dominates the market. That single seller becomes the sole seller of the particular product. And in most cases, these are usually no close substitutes for his product or service. Also, there are so many restrictions related to market entry, ranging from government license, copyright, patents, or ownership of resources, as well as a high cost of starting a business. So, all these factors restrict new entry into the market, hence encouraging monopoly. In an additional monopoly, firms possess specific information that other firms that have a situation that gives them a competitive advantage over other firms. Characteristic of a monopoly market. The following are typical characteristics that define a monopoly market. So the first one is lack of substitutions. In a monopoly market, a single firm produces a product or offers or a service that has no close substitute. The second is price market. Monopolies are the ones who decide how much a product or service should cost in the given market. In other words, they are price setters and customers are usually at there. Then the third is high barriers to entry. A monopoly is also characteristic by barriers to market entry. There are regulations that restrict the entry of new firm into a monopoly market. The fourth is price discrimination. So in a monopoly market, sellers are at liberty to change prices and quantity their products and services at any given time. Then the last is single seller. A monopoly market is always served by one seller. It means that a single business entity is the same as the market it services. And last is sources of monopoly power. In a market, an individual's power to control the market is generated by specific sources. Some of these sources include capital requirements, network externalities, control of natural resources, economics of skills, the existing legal barriers, lack of substitute goods of services, technological superiority, deliberate actions. That's all. Thank you po.
A pleasant day to each and everyone. I am Naila Badalgiampaga from Bachelor of Science in Community Development 2B. So first, let me discuss to you what is inflation. When we say inflation, it is the rise in prices, which can be translated as the decline of purchasing power of time. The rate at which purchasing power drops can be reflected in the average price increase of a basket of selected goods and services over some period of time. The rise in prices, which is often expressed as a percentage, means that a unit of currency effectively buys less than it did in prior periods. Inflation can be contrasted with deflation, which occurs when prices decline and purchasing power increases. Key takeaways: inflation is the rate at which prices for goods and services rise. Inflation is sometimes classified into three types. The first one is the demand pull inflation, cost push inflation, and built-in inflation. The most common used inflation indexes are the Consumer Price Index and the Wholesale Price Index. Inflation aims to measure the overall impact of price changes for a diversified set of products and services. It allows for a single value presentations of the increase in the price level of goods and services in an economy over a period of time. Prices rise, which means that one unit of money buys fewer goods and services. This loss of purchasing power impacts the cost of living for the common public, which ultimately leads to a deceleration in economic growth. Inflation can be viewed positively or negatively depending on the individual viewpoint and rate of change. Those with tangible assets like property or stock commodities may like to see some inflation as that rises the value of their assets. Understanding inflation, while it is easy to measure the price changes of individual products over time, human needs extend beyond just one or two products. Individuals need a big of diversified set of products as well as a host of services for living a comfortable life. They include commodities like food grain, metal, fuel, utilities like electricity and transportation, and services like healthcare, entertainment, and labor. Inflation aims to measure the overall impact of price changes for a diversified set of products and services. It allows for a single value representation of the increase in the price level of goods and services in an economy over a period of time.
Hi everyone! I am Gada Dipatuan from Bachelor of Science in Community Development, Second Year B. And now, let's talk about the poverty and its effect on economy. Poverty is about the lack of money to meet basic needs, including food, clothing, and even shelter. In today's generation, the poverty is more increasing after more population increases. Incomes are becoming more challenging and many more poor Filipinos experience a lot of suffering when in terms of financial stability. But then, there is still some programs of government such as the 4Ps or Pantawid Pamilyang Filipinos that helps the poor family Filipinos to survive from their basic needs. But this isn't enough for them to survive at all. More families experience poverty because of lack of income. Then, due to the lack of income, some children lost their hope regarding their education and even healthy lifestyle. As it says, if a poverty hits an economy, then it will be really affect the economy, and it will become recorded that the economy of the Philippines, for example, has a huge number of poorest citizen or family in the world. Then it will really affect our country's economy and records. As we all know, that global poverty is one of the most pressing problems of the world faces today. The poorest in the world are often undernourished without the access to basic services such as electricity and safe drinking water. They have less access to education and suffer much poorer in health. After all, there's always still hope for everyone. By being patient, persistent, and hard work, we could make our life change into better.
Recession. In recession, the decline in output can be traced to reduction in purchase of durable household goods by consumers and of machinery and equipment by business. A reduction in addition of goods to stock or inventories. The, the greatest effect is probably on inventory business. Stop adding to their inventories and become more willing to draw on them to fill production orders. Whether a recession develops into a severe and prolonged depression depends on a number of circumstances. Among them are the extent and quality of credit extended during the previous period of prosperity. Among them are the extent and quality of credit extended during the previous period of prosperity, the amount of speculation permitted, the ability of monetary policy. Fiscal policy to reverse the downward trend in the amount of excess productive capacity and existence.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi ta'ala wabarakatuh. My name is Fahmi Akin Tutadul from BCD2B. So my group is Group 3. So my title is Economic. So Economic is the study of how people allocate scarce resources for product distribution and consumption both individually and collectively. The two branches in economics are microeconomics and macroeconomics. Economics focuses on efficiency in production and exchange. So macroeconomics. So macroeconomics is the study of individual, household, and firm behavior and decision making in the allocation of resources. It generally applies to market at good and service and deals with individual and economics issues. So macroeconomics is a branch of economics that studies how to over economy that market, business, consumer, and government and have macroeconomics examine economy-wide phenomena such as inflation, price levels and rate and of economic growth, national income growth, domestic product (GDP), and exchange and employment. Example: farming activity. Agriculture is important to business and society is the output from the producing raw materials to contributing to the global supply chain and economic development. So what is economic skills? These skills include critical thinking, research, and data analysis and writing, time management, and more. With the strong understanding of these skills, economics will be able to thrive in any field. So that's all. Thank you.